Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between WhiteRa and Madrow here on Lost Temple. This is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg matchup here on Lost Temple. We have WhiteRa spawning as the red Protoss over here at the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have Madrow spawning at the what I'll call the 7 o'clock position of Lost Temple as the blue Zerg. So red versus blue, Protoss versus Zerg here on Lost Temple. Almost sounds like a standard StarCraft match. Anyways, or a StarCraft 1 match. Now, in game 1 of this best of 3 matchup, Madrow was unable to defeat WhiteRa on Steps of War due to the economic advantage of WhiteRa. WhiteRa was running off of a single warp gate for quite some time. I believe he was using Chrono Boost in order to make that warp gate produce and macro up units fairly heavily, and after that he was able to just go into a 7-gate build. WhiteRa now holding those minerals, gonna go ahead and return with those minerals back to the Nexus and most likely begin scouting. I like the placement of this gateway. The gateway makes it so that the Zerg units will have to run further around this turn in order to be able to come into the base. Back over here we have the hatchery now continuing to produce larva, and now spawning pool being placed down. Single drone activating that Zelnaga watchtower as that overlord in the air, catching sight of the main base. WhiteRa not going for any early gas, so WhiteRa going for a very strong zealot army early in the game, and I think that's really how he was able to get such a strong economic advantage. I do not think that the Zerg really have that option of not trying to go early gas, as the speedling upgrade is so critical. However, if any professional Zerg players are out there, I guess you can try to use that Spine Crawler and Queens and as those are the only other units that do not require gas, and try to pump out units that way. A Zealot now on the move as a drone hovering or floating along behind him. That drone does move faster than that Zealot, so Zealot now engaging against that drone. Drone takes 2 hits, and now that drone once again pulling away. That drone and now trying to get by that Zelnaga watchtower and quickly getting taken down. So one now getting taken down, and now WhiteRa setting some sort of proxy pylon here, and that's a little bit of a surprise as there is no warp gate yet. No warp gate and no assimilator, so I cannot imagine Zealot getting trapped against a cliff and not even fighting back, just letting those Zerglings dig their claws into that Zealot. Poor Zealot. Zealot now pulling back all the way back to his natural base. We'll see what's going to be happening with these Zerglings. A group of 6 Zerglings, and now 2 more bringing up the rear. So it's going to be 8 Zerglings against 2 Zealots. Those Zerglings, however, waiting for each other, going to do a little bit of an engagement. And now 3 Zealots versus those Zerglings, and those Zerglings once again have to pull away. They want to try to get a little bit of a surround off another Zergling getting taken down, and those Zerglings are going to do a run by and run up that ramp, getting a little bit of a quick hit on that pylon as those units continue to move. Those Zerglings now trying to take down this one pylon over here. The pylon already down to 100 shields as those Zerglings making a straight run into those probes. Zerglings a little bit stronger than probes in terms of a fighting capacity, but with those Zealots nearby, those Zealots will be able to cut through those Zerglings like a hot knife through butter. Overlord still in the air, and now building proxy gateways, so it's not even a warp gate and build, it's a full proxy gateway. The Zerglings down here not catching sight of that proxy gateway. Back over here, Zerglings continue to just harass as those Zealots, as these units now being trained up, still being produced. WhiteRa not divvying up the work of those gateways just quite yet. Zerglings now perhaps are going to come in, getting a couple quick hits, and perhaps take down some of the Harvesters here. 20 Harvesters versus 18, and now Zealots once again going to go ahead and engage. 4 or 5 Zealots coming in from that side. Zerglings not knowing that WhiteRa has already gone for 3 gateways may take significant losses. Army-wise, WhiteRa sitting at 900 versus Madrow's 400, and those Zealots, if they do a run by, may be able to run up that ramp and then trap that Queen. Zerglings now coming in as well. Zealots fighting desperately against the rest of those Zerglings. Queen coming in, doing a little bit more damage as well, but the Zealots, 8 Zealots and such a strong army, and only a single Queen being left behind. The Queen trying to fight back, unable to transfuse herself as those units continue, and now that Queen is off the creep, and Queen off the creep is a dead Queen. Zealots now coming in another queen doing a little bit of an engagement, trying to take down some of those additional units. Zealots going after those drones. Drones now moving out, perhaps for some sort of attack, and Madrow's queen is going to get taken down, and the army size is just too large. 7 or 8 zealots versus 2 zerglings, and even though those drones are doing their best efforts spitting at those zealots, the drones are not going to be, or it's not even spitting, it's the claws. So yeah, sorry, StarCraft 1, I believe it was a little bit more of a spit. And yeah, WhiteRa coming in, and Madrow says GG. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay here on Lost Temple.